G'day mates, how we all doing? Sankar here, ready to bring you the next edition in our top ranking series. Today, we have an exciting topic for all of you Pokemon trainers out there. We'll be discussing the top 5 Pokemon types. Now, before we get into it, we need to ask ourselves the question, what do we mean by best? Well, to answer this properly, we'll be looking at how the type stacks up offensively, defensively, move pool variety, and notable Pokemon of that type. So without any more delay and the criteria set out, let's get into it. First up, we have the ground type Pokemon. Ground types are known for their solid defenses and powerful moves. But what may surprise some is how great they are offensively. Being strong against types such as electric, poison, rock, steel, and fire, the ground type is a serious contender for the best offensive type in the game. While flying types are immune to their attacks, ground types often carry rock type moves to help alleviate this shortcoming. Ground types are also strong defensively. Ground types are resistant to poison and rock and also immune to electric. While it is weak to common types such as water and ice and additionally grass, its resistance to stealth rock allow them to be an excellent defensive pivot. Common top Pokemon of the ground type include the awesome and mighty Garchomp, the versatile Excadrill, the super defensive Hippowdon, and the iconic Groudon. There is also a diverse move pool for ground types to choose from, such as Earthquake, Bulldoze, and Earth Power. For these reasons, it earns a spot at number 5. Next on our list is the newest sedate Pokemon type, being of course the Fairy type. Fairy types are notorious for their immunity to Dragon and resistant to Dark, Bug, and Fighting type moves. The immunity to the always so powerful Dragon type alone makes it one of the best defensive types right off the bat. Its defensive capabilities against Bug, Dark, and Fighting is also super useful, allowing them to counter common offensive threats such as Hydreigon and Tyranitar. Being weak to only Steel and Poison is not terrible either. While Steel types are very common in the competitive scene, they are used more for their defensive capabilities rather than offensive. Offensively, Fairy can hit hard against common types being Dark, Dragon, and Fighting types. In the competitive scene, Pokemon like Clefable, Togekiss, and Azumarill have proven to be formidable Pokemon, able of busting through whole teams. For these reasons, it earns a spot at number 4. Scorching into number 3 is Fire-type Pokemon. While Fire types are often associated with their offensive capabilities, it holds its place more so for its defensive capabilities. Fire is surprisingly resistant to 6 types, the second most amount of resistances in the entire game. These resistances include Bug, Fire, Grass, Ice, Steel, and Fairy. Having resistances to common types such as Ice, Steel, and itself, Fire, allows this type to be a super defensive pivot, granting it a lot of opportunities to switch in. Offensively, the Fire type is no slouch either, being strong against Bug, Grass, Ice, and Steel. Being super effective against Steel is always a bonus, especially since Steel is probably the most difficult type to hit in the game. Fire also benefits from the harsh sun weather condition, boosting up the power of Fire-type moves and limiting its weakness to water. Fire also has a super diverse move pool, with moves such as Fire Blast, Overheat, Flamethrower, Will-O-Wisp for defensive support, and Flare Blitz. Common Pokemon of this type include Charizard, Volcarona, Torkoal, and Heatran, all able of causing significant damage to their opponents. For these reasons, it earns a spot at number 3. Splashing into number 2, we have Water types. Water types are incredibly versatile, with a wide range of offensive and defensive capabilities. In terms of offensive and defensive capabilities, Water is definitely up there for the most balanced type in the game. Offensively, they pack a punch, being strong against super common types such as Fire, Ground, and Rock, making them a solid offensive option. Defensively is probably where the Water typing shines the most. Water has 4 strong resists, being Fire, Ice, Steel, and itself Water. Water resisting Ice, Fire, and Water especially is super useful, considering that these are up there for the most common offensive types in the game. Additionally, resisting Stab Steel is also great, considering how common of a type this is. Water also benefits from the rain weather effect, significantly boosting up the power of Water type moves. Water also has quite a diverse move pool, with moves such as Scald, Waterfall, Surf, Hydro Pump, and Aqua Jet. Some popular Water type contenders include Gyarados, Swampert, Toxapex, and the legendary Kyogre. For these reasons, it earns a spot at number 2. Lastly, welding into our top spot, we have the ever so durable Steel type. These tough contenders boast impressive defenses and resistances to a variety of types, being 10, the most of any in the game, and additionally 1 immunity. Steel is deservedly famous for its defensive capabilities, which include normal, grass, ice, flying, psychic, bug, rock, dragon, steel, fairy, and even an immunity to poison. Offensively, this Pokemon type is middle of the pack, being super effective against rock, ice, but most notably fairy. Being one of the 2 real counters to the fairy type really separates this type from the rest. But as pointed out previously, this type's defensive prowess is almost unstoppable at times. Being resistant to the common Stealth Rock, as well as being immune to Toxic and Toxic Spikes, really help this type become a defensive tank. Resisting common types such as Dragon, Fairy, Flying, and the super offensive Ice brings it a level of defensive pivoting unmatched by other types. While its move pool isn't super diverse, moves such as Iron Head, Flash Cannon, and Bullet Punch give it enough offensive versatility to make it viable. Steel types such as Metagross, Scizor, and Ferrothorn are often considered essential team members for their resilience and versatility, and are often considered staples in Smogon formats. For these reasons, Steel has cemented its place at number 1. Now that's our list. If I missed any types or you disagree with my placement, please leave your suggestions down in the comments below, as I'd love to hear them. And if you'd like to see more, please hit the like button and subscribe, as it really helps my channel grow and encourages me to keep bringing Pokemon content. Alright everyone, have a good one.